When you play the long game, a deal that Ryan has been negotiating since March 2020 on one of his largest deals this year that only came available because of the lockdown. Today, this deal has been signed. This deal is a £5.5 million hotel that accommodates 70 guests and has 2 restaurant rooms for 70 people to dine, which we may open as a restaurant too. This deal generates around £15,000 on a weekend alone during the good old days. Listen to this episode to understand how to negotiate like Trump and play the long game.
Hey podcasters, so just to let you guys know what's possible when you play the long game, you put offers out there, you wait for people to come back to you, you deal with the problems, you deal with the objections, you deal with the heartache, you deal and overcome with the no's, and then you play the long game. 6 months later, a deal that was dead, obviously 6 months before, now comes to fruition. A deal I'm talking about is a very big deal we worked on. It's a massive guest house or hotel or building, whatever you want to call it, which accommodates 70 guests. 70. It's got a private dining area where 70 people can sit down and eat and dine together on the ground floors. And then it takes 70 people, 70 guests can sleep and reside in this particular building or buildings which are together. Now, we put offers in during the lockdown, during COVID, during the pandemic and everything else. Spent a long time, hell of a lot of time, hell of a lot of energy, hell of a lot of resources to try to get this deal over the line at the start of COVID. I think because this particular building, it rents for around about 15, it's around about 10 to 15,000 pounds for a weekend. For a weekend, guys, not a week, not a month. It rents for up to £15,000 for a weekend in the high season. So to give you an idea of how big this deal is, how expensive it is, how much time and effort and resources I've put into it, we played the long game. I don't think they were realistic at the start or in line or in tune with what was really going on in the market, in this city. They live overseas, the owners, the investors that own the building, which is probably valued, well, it's valued in their opinion, of about £5.5 million, somewhere around there for this building. And it's taken a long time, but today just had the green light that they've come back, they've changed their approach, they understand how bad the market is in the UK, and they want to do a deal. And they've come back to my way of thinking with some new figures, which I've proposed and has been agreed, which is considerably lower than what I offered about in April time when the pandemic first started. It's considerably lower now. So we're happy, they're potentially happy, and the deal is going ahead right now.
If you're already shortletting on Booking.com or Airbnb and you're not generating $8,200 for your 3 beds, $6,200 for your 2 beds, or even $4,100 for your 1 beds each month, then oh my goodness, you're losing money every single month. Now, I created an ebook to show you exactly how we hit those numbers consistently in my business, and I want to give you a free copy so I can show you exactly how you can do the same. Just go to www.theyrentanihome.com/free book and tell me where to send your copy. Does that make sense?
So a bit of refinement. I've got some friends here. I've just had to I'm going to pause this episode now because my sister is here. I'm going to meet because I'm late in the hotel. I'm just recording an episode of the podcast now, which I do while I'm driving. I was just talking about you, so let's pause it. So yeah, just paused it there. I've actually got my sister who's come from Cambridge with her partner to spend the weekend with us, to see us, and I'm waiting for a space on the end. Are these people leaving? Hopefully they are. They are leaving. And yeah, so they came down earlier. We went for some lunch at the Ivy. I had to go off for a period of time. Are these people leaving or not? Oh, my. I don't even know if they are leaving. I had to go off for a period of time because this email came through about this particular deal, and obviously I want to get this deal over the line. So I left my family, who's come down from Cambridge. I left everybody. I had to go off for a couple of hours. I had to type up these heads of terms, the salient points, etc. because I did not want this deal getting away from me with all the work that I put in before. So, yeah, I've just gone back to my hotel. My family's standing outside, waiting to go out for dinner because business, this does come first. I've been working on this deal for a very, very long time, and now it's come to fruition. So that's just part of being in business and striking while the iron's hot. You can never be off the clock. So I hope you get some value from this episode. Playing the long game, there's massive benefits in there to playing the long game, waiting it out. It's nearly 6 months later and this deal has come back to us, okay? And it's worth a lot of money for my company, and it helps another landlord investor consortium hedge fund, out of a sticky situation. Okay, so hope you got some value from this episode. I would love to hear your thoughts.
He's a #1 Amazon bestseller. He's an NLP manipulator. He's a property course seller. He's a Lamborghini driving multi-millionaire property guru. Forget that same old boring I am me narcissistic podcast format, because nobody gives a fuck. This podcast is all about you. So I'm taking these few seconds to thank you for subscribing, to thank you for leaving your 5-star reviews, and thank you for sharing this show with all of your friends. My team and I will keep bringing you these episodes and answering all of your burning questions in my Facebook community group called Property Crash Course. If you can just keep telling all of your friends about this show.